How are these experts and professionals such idiots about oil? Seriously, synthetic oil does not crust up. It does not coke. It does not turn into this hard crust. Full synthetic oil will never do this.
What are we looking at?
10,000 mile oil services. We have the Carfax report saying that they've done their oil service every 9 to 10,000 miles.
When I used to work at the Audi dealer, we had issues with that crusty oil, with the coke.
And that's a lot of sludge built up. This is one of the reasons why we don't prescribe to the 9 to 10,000 miles. We don't know.
I admit, Audi had a flaw. They switched it in 2005. They were using synthetic blend and running 10,000 mile oil changes, and it was clogging oil pickup tubes. It was causing the coking issue, the sludge. They switched that from 2005 to full synthetic, and they stayed at 10,000 mile oil changes, but in my opinion, that's fine.
We don't know what kind of oil they use, but I guarantee you they haven't gone 10,000 miles between oil services on conventional motor oil. So they've been putting a synthetic in here.
Hopefully he made a mistake and he knows better and he just flipped those. He had to have been using a conventional or a blend oil and not synthetic, because synthetic oil will never ever do that, period. If you're running a conventional oil, you have to change your oil every 3,000-4,000 miles. If you're running a blend oil, you have to change your oil every 5,000-6,000 miles. If you're running a synthetic oil, full synthetic, you can easily go more than 10,000 miles. That's just my opinion, all right? The problem comes in with direct fuel injection. The direct fuel injected engines are what's causing all the clogged up valves, the intake valves, the clogged up piston rings for oil consumption, the oil control ring. I've had well over 1,000 of these motors apart for oil consumption updates. And that's a separate story, but every single motor that I've had apart, you'll just see a light tint on it. You won't ever see any deposits, period. This is what every single motor looks like. Pretty clean inside for 10,000 plus miles. Now the oil does get black faster with direct fuel injection. Every single full synthetic motor I've taken apart looks clean inside. Zero deposits. How do I know that you can change your full synthetic oil every 3,000 miles when the factory service interval says 10,000 miles? And you can still develop oil consumption as early as 60,000 miles. That's because it has nothing to do with the oil. It has to do with the GDI, gasoline direct injection, the unburnt fuel, the hard crusty fuel deposits, the stuff that you're getting on your intake valves has nothing to do with the oil. The oil's not gonna clean it off. I've got customers that religiously went to Shell gas station and bought V-Power, and they still get just as much valve deposits on their valves as someone like me running regular gas from whatever pump I can find. Just giving you some examples. The fact of the matter is, car manufacturers are building these motors so they don't last more than 200,000 miles. They've got bicycle-sized timing chains. They've got oil ports that clog up and screens that blow out. It's my opinion, if you want to change your synthetic oil, full synthetic oil, every 3,000 miles, you're just wasting money. It's not actually going to give you any benefits, but it will keep things just a little bit cleaner. Audi VW chose to use these comically small, horrible oil control rings with pinholes that clog up. It was planned obsolescence. You would never see this hard carbon clogging up oil control rings with port injection. No, this is because direct fuel injection, GDI. Now we'll talk about people wanting to run thicker oil in a different video. I'm not a big fan of thin oils. I don't like 0.16. I don't like 0.20. I'll stick with 530 or above. If it's a 0.40, that's fine. I don't really mind the first number, the 0. If it's a 0.30, I don't even think they make that, but typically it's 530 or above for me. It depends on your climate. If you live in a really cold Alaskan climate, then maybe you need to run a really thin oil for those cold starts. But if I want to run something thicker, I'm not going to change the recommended viscosity. That engine's designed for that viscosity. I'm just going to substitute 1/4 of my oil for full synthetic Lucas Oil Stabilizer. That's what I'm going to do.